Aibowan, Wanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Hasna Azan of Badiuddin Mahmud Girls College, and I'll be anchoring the event today. Please be seated. It's my pleasure of welcoming each and every one of you to this very special occasion. I kindly request all of you to please adhere to the COVID-19 health guidelines throughout the event by having the masks on and sanitizing yourselves. If there are any emergencies, please head to the playground using the flight of stairs from the entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, Commonwealth Games in Birmingham 2022 will stage the 16th official Queen's Baton Relay, an epic journey across the Commonwealth with the Queen's Baton, visiting all 72 nations and territories, reaching Europe, Africa, Asia, Oceania, the Caribbean, and Americas. On the 7th of October 2021, at a special event at Buckingham Palace, Her Majesty the Queen placed her message to the Commonwealth Baton, signifying the start of 294 days relay through the Commonwealth in every corner, embracing unique culture and sharing stories. The international route spans for 269 days, spending between 2 to 4 days in each nation or territory. Today, we are celebrating the arrival of this prestigious baton to Sri Lanka. On behalf of the Commonwealth Connections Cluster Schools in Sri Lanka, we are delighted to welcome the Queen's Baton to Ranabima Royal College. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthems of Sri Lanka, followed by United Kingdom. Now, the orchestra of Ranabima Royal College will play and sing the two national anthems.
Sri Lanka Mata, Ab Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Sundar Siri Barani, Suradi Ati Sobhaman Lanka, Dhanya Dhanaya Nikamal Palaturupi, Jaya Bhumi Ramya, Bhat Sep Siri Sit Sadhana, Jeevan E Mata, Biliganu Men Ap Bhakti Puja, Namo Namo Mata, Ab Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Obbe Ap Vidya, Obmaya Ap Satya, Obbe Ap Sakti, Ap Had Tul Bhakti, Ob Ap Aloke, Apge Anuprane, Ob Ap Jeevan Ve, Ap Mukti Ob Ve, Nav Jeevan Demine, Nitin Ap Kubudu
Thank you. Please be seated. A very typical Sri Lankan ritual is the lighting of the traditional oil lamp at official ceremonies. Lighting the traditional oil lamp is an integral element of Sri Lankan culture. The flickering brightness that originates from an oil lamp symbolizes wisdom, hope, and new beginnings. Now I invite the following dignitaries to light the traditional oil lamp. Honorable Lalitiu Gamage, Governor of Provincial Council Central Province, Mrs. Madhupani Piyasena, the Secretary of Education Central Province, Maria Rahman, the Country Director of British Council Sri Lanka, Mr. Suresh Subramaniam, the President of Commonwealth Games Association, Mr. Maxwell de Silva, the Secretary General of Commonwealth Games Association, Mr. A.L.M. Zaruddin, the Additional Provincial Director of Education Central Province, Mr. Palita Al-Kadua, the founder of Ranabima Royal College, Mr. M.W. Vijayaratna, the Zonal Director of Education Kandy Zone, Mrs. P.N.P. Subasingha, the Zonal Director of Education Denwara Zone, Mrs. Deeptika Priyadarshini, the Deputy Director of Education English Kandy Zone, Mrs. Chandani Illagolla, the Assistant Director of Education English Denwara Zone, Mr. Atula Jayawardena, the Assistant Director of Education Sports Central Province, Colonel R.U.K. Rajapaksha, the Principal of Ranabima Royal College, Mrs. Shihana Rahim, the Principal of Badiuddin Mahmud Girls College, Mrs. Erandati Senaviratna, the Coordinator of Commonwealth Connections Project, Pamunua Primary School, Mrs. W.A.M.S. Senaratna, the Coordinator of Commonwealth Connections Project, Himamali Girls College, Pavani Vihangika Kulatunga, a student of Kotagaluluwa Sri Jinaratna Junior School, and Buvindu Priyadarshana, a student of St. Sylvester's College. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to invite Madam Maria Rahman, the Country Director, British Council, to deliver the welcome speech.
Honourable Governor of Central Province, Mr. Lalith U. Gamagay. Secretary of Education, Central Province, Mrs. Madhupani Piasina. President, Commonwealth Games Association, Mr. Suresh Subramaniam. And Mr. Maxwell De Silva, Secretary General, Commonwealth Games Association, CGA team. Officials of provincial and zonal education offices, principal, teachers and students of Ranabima Royal College, principals, teachers and students of all other Commonwealth Connections Sri Lankan cluster schools. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome. In particular, a special welcome to all the young people here today. You are the reason we are here, to celebrate your participation in the Commonwealth Connection programme and to see the amazing work you have created with your peers around the world. Commonwealth Connections is a joint project from the British Council and the Birmingham Committee for the 2022 Commonwealth Games, twinning 60 schools in the West Midlands with 60 schools across the Commonwealth. The British Council has worked with schools in Sri Lanka for many years, and we are delighted to be involved in the 2022 Games by linking up 6 schools in the UK and Sri Lanka so that young people can learn together and develop a deeper understanding of the Commonwealth and its values. The 6 schools in Sri Lanka have been twinned with 6 schools in Dudley, Birmingham, and they have worked on collaborative activities in sports, arts, and citizenship. Some of those activities have included designing their very own Queen's relay batons with recycled materials, writing a message to the Commonwealth, as well as finding out about the work the wider Commonwealth does in the past and in the present. Finally, it's a huge privilege for us to be part of the Queen's Baton Relay as it makes this epic 294-day journey across the world through 72 nations and territories. In many ways, the Queen's Baton is an international symbol of our shared values. Values that include a commitment to democracy, peace, and the rule of law. A commitment to protecting the environment, particularly those countries most vulnerable to climate change. And of course, our commitment to improving the lives and opportunities of young people. Because the future success of the Commonwealth rests on continuing the contribution of young people, people like you, in upholding and protecting our shared values. In return, we at the British Council commit to investing and promoting in your development through our cultural relations work so that we continue to learn from each other and build long-lasting connections, understanding and trust between all countries in the Commonwealth. With thanks to the Royal College for their hospitality this afternoon, that's all from me, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. Now I invite Shafra Kamal Hassan and Hamda Fahim, students of Badiuddin Mahmud Girls College, to make their presentation on Commonwealth and its values.
Assalamu alaikum, Ayubowan, Wanakam, and a very good afternoon to all of you. I am Shafra Kamal Hassan.
And I'm Hamda Fahim from Badiuddin Mahmud Girls College, Kandy.
The Commonwealth and its co-values. Commonwealth is a voluntary association of 54 independent and equal countries. It includes both advanced economy and developing countries. The member government have agreed to promote prosperity, democracy, and peace, to amplify the voice of small states, and to protect the environment.
The people of the Commonwealth are a diverse group. Some live on very small islands like Nauru in the Pacific, and some live in big countries like India in Asia. 30% of the world's people live in the Commonwealth. That's nearly 2.5 billion adults and children. About 60% of the people in the Commonwealth are under 30 years old. The Commonwealth Youth Councils helps young people to work together and share their ideas with decision makers. Commonwealth people work together by sharing ideas and experiences, skills and knowledge. It promotes friendship and respect between individuals and nations.
The Commonwealth countries. Countries in Africa: Botswana, Cameroon, Gambia, Ghana, Kenya, Kingdom of Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, Rwanda, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Uganda, United Republic of Tanzania, and Zambia. The countries in Asia: Bangladesh, Brunei Darussalam, India, Malaysia, Maldives, Pakistan, Singapore, and including my country, Sri Lanka.
The countries in Caribbean and Americas: Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Canada, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago. The countries in Europe: Cyprus, Malta, and United Kingdom. The countries in Pacific: Australia, Fiji, Kiribati, New Zealand, Nauru, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. These country profiles are created by 6 cluster schools and they are displayed in the ground. Please have a look after the event.
The Commonwealth values. Commonwealth promotes democracy and believes that everyone should be free to choose their own leader. Stands against intolerance, prejudice, and racism. Believe that people have all rights and they should be followed. For example, have rights to access of basic needs such as food, water, shelter, and clothing. Regards girls and boys as equally important.
Democracy. This value ensures everyone has the right to vote in free and fair elections, choose their own leaders, and to be governed in a democratic way. Democracy enhances the quality of decision making and also improves the dignity of citizens.
Human rights. Human rights focus on treating all people equally and with respect. For example, gender, race, color, language, political beliefs, or religions. Allow everyone to access education and healthcare. We are committed to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
International peace and security. This value shows the importance of international peace and security, sustainable economic growth and development. So, the Commonwealth works to ensure the peace and security of its member countries.
Tolerance, respect, and understanding. This value shows, though we have different skin color, languages, ethnic groups, religious beliefs or culture, Commonwealth countries tolerate, respect, and understand each other. This diversity that makes Commonwealth more special and unique.
Freedom of expression. The Commonwealth encourages people of their member countries to express their opinions in an open, responsible, peaceful, and democratic way. This poster shows the trustworthy media, use of different languages, and the use of media to express their opinions.
Separation of powers. Supporting different groups of people who are responsible for the law to ensure their rights are protected. Each one has their own power and responsibilities, including working with each other.
Rule of law. We believe in the rule of law as an essential protection for the people of the Commonwealth. If rules are not obeyed, they have to undergo punishments.
Good governance. Commonwealth supports fair leaders and governments which keep up the law. For example, take action against national and international corruption, increase diversity, acts according to the high ethnical standards. This poster clearly explains that people have access to information and accountability.
Sustainable development. We recognize that sustainable development can help to eradicate poverty by pursuing inclusive growth, whilst preserving and conserving natural ecosystems and promoting social equality. We stress the importance of sustainable economic and social transformation to eliminate poverty and meet the basic needs of the vast majority of the people in the world. Commonwealth citizens should promote sustainable development.
Protecting the environment. Commonwealth works together to look after the environment in order to help communities survive and prosper in member states. Commonwealth promotes a healthy environment. For example, grow plants, minimize pollution, use organic fertilizer, reduction of cutting trees. This poster shows to ensure a safe and a pleasant environment.
Access to health, education, food, and shelter. The Commonwealth promotes member countries to work for affordable health care by government hospital facilities and free vaccination facilities, free education for all in government schools, clean drinking water and access to safe, nutritious food, hygienic toilets and washing facilities, and decent housing for everyone.
Gender equality. Commonwealth works for the same rights and opportunities for all men and women. Equal education for all individuals. Women empowerment. Earlier, there were stereotypes of professions. But now, if a man can become a pilot, a woman can too.
Importance of young people in the Commonwealth. Giving them opportunities to do well in life, especially through education and work, so they can continue to help the Commonwealth grow, particularly through the creation of opportunities for youth employment and entrepreneurship.
Recognition of needs of small states. Helping the small and developing countries to tackle big issues such as natural disasters and climatic changes. Give immediate help those in need, especially the least developed countries. Developed countries helping the developing countries to eradicate natural disasters. This big hand, which is extending to help, represents the developed countries, while the small hand, which reaches for help, represents the small states.
Recognition of the needs of vulnerable states. Giving immediate help to those in need, especially the least developed countries. Commonwealth is committed to collaborate, to find ways, and to provide immediate help to the poorest and most vulnerable, including the least developed countries, and to develop responses to protect the people most at risk.
Role of civil society. Supporting different group of people who are working for a better change. For example, charity, health and education organization, and human rights campaign, etc.
Now, let's have a quick look at the Commonwealth values in Charter document, which is an important and integral part of the Commonwealth. Democracy, human rights, international peace and security, tolerance, respect and understanding, freedom of expression, separation of powers, rule of law, good governance, sustainable development,
Protecting the environment, access to health, education, food and shelter, gender equality, importance of young people in Commonwealth, recognition of needs of small states, recognition of needs of vulnerable states, the role of civil society. Once again, I request you all to have a look at the Commonwealth values, which are created by 6 cluster schools in the display in the ground.
In conclusion, we really enjoyed working together with our cluster school as well as with the British Council. We have eventually developed our skills of teamwork, unity, creativity, artistic skills, and communication skills. We are also looking forward to carry out projects on arts, sports, and citizenship with the Sri Lankan cluster and with the schools in West Midlands and Birmingham on Commonwealth Connections project. Thank you.
Thank you for the informative presentation. Let us now listen to a message sent by Andy Carey, the head teacher of St. Joseph's Catholic Primary School and cluster lead, Dudley Cluster, West Midlands, Birmingham.
Hello and Subha Davasak. Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Andy Carey.
Hello,
I'm the principal
of St. Joseph's
Subha.
Catholic Primary School.
My name is Andy
Stourbridge,
Carey,
Dudley,
Lanka,
West Midlands, England.
as part of the Commonwealth
St. Joseph's
Connections
is the
Programme
lead school
in
within the
association with
Dudley
the British
cluster,
Council,
working in
Youth
partnership
Trust,
with other local
Birmingham
schools
Education
and
Partnership,
those in Sri Lanka,
and other local
part
partners
of the
in
Commonwealth
both
Connections
Dudley and Sri
Programme,
Lanka.
association with the British Council,
It gives me great pleasure to
Youth
welcome
Trust,
distinguished
Birmingham
guests,
Education
staff,
Partnership,
pupils,
and other
parents and
local
other
partners
members of
in
the
both
local community
Dudley
to
and
this
Sri
Commonwealth
Lanka.
Games. Queen's Baton
It gives me
Relay
great pleasure to
celebratory
welcome
event
distinguished
at
guests,
Ranabima Royal
staff,
College.
pupils, parents and other
The arrival
members
of
of
the
the
Queen's
local
Baton
community to
today
this
is
Commonwealth
an
Games.
opportunity to celebrate
Queen's
and give
Baton
thanks to
Relay
all the
celebratory
people
event
of the
at
nations who will
Ranabima
take
Royal
part
College.
in the Commonwealth Games later this
The
year.
arrival of the Queen's Baton
Baton
today
will continue
is
on
an
its journey
opportunity to
across the
celebrate
Commonwealth
and give
before
thanks to
finally
all the
returning
people
back to
of the
England
nations who will
on the
take
4th of
part
July
in the Commonwealth
this
Games
year.
later this year.
I know that students
The
have been
Baton will
working
continue
hard
on
to
its
create
journey
a
across the
Baton
Commonwealth
design
before
and
finally
Commonwealth
returning
message
back to
to
England
articulate the
on the
values
4th
of
of
the
July
Games,
this
namely
year.
humanity, equality,
I know
and
that students have
destiny.
been working hard to create a Baton
The
design
16th
and
official
Commonwealth
Queen's
message
Baton Relay is
to
an epic
articulate the
journey
values
across
of the
the
Games,
Commonwealth,
namely
with the Queen's
humanity,
Baton
equality and
visiting all
destiny.
72 nations and
The
territories.
16th
The relay
official
began
Queen's
on
Baton
the 7th
Relay
of
is an
October
epic journey
2021,
across the
with Her
Commonwealth,
Majesty the Queen
with the
placing
Queen's
her
Baton
message
visiting all
to the
72
Commonwealth
nations
into the
and
baton.
territories.
This
The relay
collective
began
journey
on the
will
7th of
ignite
October
hope,
2021
solidarity,
with Her
and
Majesty the Queen
collaboration as
placing
it
her
connects
message
communities,
to the Commonwealth
embraces
into the
unique
Baton.
cultures, and
This
shares
collective journey will
inspirational
ignite hope,
stories.
solidarity
The
and
Birmingham Commonwealth
collaboration
Games
as it connects
certainly the games
communities,
for everyone.
embraces unique
It gives
cultures,
us a chance to
and shares
surprise, to
inspirational
show
stories.
our rich array of cultures.
The Birmingham
faiths,
Commonwealth
and
Games
history.
is certainly the
It will
games
give
for everyone.
individuals, communities,
It
and
gives us a
businesses
chance to surprise,
flourish.
to show our
The
rich
games
array
will
of
help us to
cultures,
recharge,
faiths
rise,
and
grow,
history.
and succeed.
It will give
leaving a
individuals,
long-lasting
communities
legacy
and businesses a
advancing
chance
ambition
to
for a
flourish.
fair and thriving
The
region.
Games will help us to recharge, rise,
I'm
grow and
proud that Birmingham
succeed,
2022
leaving
will
a
deliver the
long-lasting
largest
legacy
fully
and
integrated
advancing
Paralympic
ambition for a
sport programme
fair and
for any
thriving region
Commonwealth
for all.
Games, and for the first time
I'm
in
proud that
global
Birmingham
multi-sport
2022
event
will
history,
deliver the largest
more medals
fully
will be awarded
integrated
to women
Paralympic
than
sport
men.
programme for any
The
Commonwealth
Games
Games,
has the power to bring
and for the
people
first
together,
time in global
improve health and
multi-sport
well-being,
event history,
act as
more
a
medals will
catalyst
be
for
awarded to
change,
women than men.
help the region to
The
grow,
Games has the
put
power
us
to
on the
bring
global
people
stage.
together.
The Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games will bring people together, be they athletes from countries far and wide, or communities from across the
The
city.
Birmingham
and region.
2022 Commonwealth
As
Games
we
will
prepare
bring
for this
people
iconic
together,
celebration of
be they
sport,
athletes
we
from
embrace the
countries
Commonwealth
far and
values of
wide,
humanity,
or communities
equality, and
from
destiny
across the
in
city and
everything we
region.
do.
As we prepare for this
So the
iconic
vision
celebration
of
of
the
sport,
Games is through a
we
festival
embrace the
of thrilling,
Commonwealth values of
fast-paced
humanity,
sport,
equality and
exhilarating
destiny
culture and
in
dynamic
everything we do.
business. The 2022 Commonwealth
So
Games
the
will make a
vision
world
of the
difference for
Games is
everyone
through a festival
throughout
of
the West
thrilling,
Midlands and
fast-paced
beyond.
sport,
This momentous
exhilarating
event
culture
is
and
a chance to
dynamic
celebrate
business.
a
The
global community
2022
and our
Commonwealth
human
Games will make a
potential.
world of difference for everyone
The
throughout the
mission of
West
the
Midlands
Games
and
as
beyond.
athletes go for
This
gold in the
momentous event is a
2022
chance to
Games
celebrate
and
a
visitors
global
flock from across the
community
globe.
and our human
This
potential.
ceremonious gathering has a clear purpose.
The
to
mission
leave
of
a
the
lasting
Games as
positive
athletes
impact.
go for gold in the 2022
So as
Games
we begin a
and
new year
visitors flock
together,
from across the
we look
globe.
forward to the
This
opportunities that our
ceremonious
two
gathering has a clear
clusters will
purpose to
share
leave a
as
lasting
part of the
positive impact.
Commonwealth Games project in
So as
partnership
we
with the
begin a
British
new year
Council.
together, we look forward
Colleagues
to the
across the
opportunities
cluster
that our two
schools, along with the
clusters will
students
share
and other
as
external
part of the
partners,
Commonwealth
have
Games
already been
project
collaborating
in partnership with the
collectively
British
working
Council.
together to create a
Colleagues
vision
across the
for the
cluster schools,
opportunities
along
in
with
the
the students
arts,
and other
sport
external
and citizenship
partners,
in the
have
approach
already
to the
been
run-up to the
collaborating
start
and
of the Birmingham
collectively
Commonwealth
working
Games,
together
which will
to
take
create a
place from the
vision for
20th
the
of June
opportunities
until the
in
8th
the
of July
arts, sport and
2022.
citizenship in the approach to the
I'd
run-up
like
to
to
the
take this
start of
opportunity to
Birmingham Commonwealth Games,
congratulate the
which will
students
take place from
who
the
have
28th of
participated
June
in the Queen's
until the
Baton
8th of
Relay
July
design, and I look
2022.
forward to seeing some of these and reading the messages.
I'd like to take this
to then
opportunity
share
to
with our schools.
congratulate the students
I
who have
hope you enjoy
participated
this
in the Queen's
celebratory
Baton
event,
Relay
which everyone
design,
at
and I look
Ranabima
forward to
Royal
seeing some of
College
these and
and
reading the
across the other
messages
cluster schools
to then share with our
every
schools
success
across
with this
Dudley.
joint project.
I hope you
coming
enjoy
months ahead.
this celebratory event, and I wish everyone at
Goodbye for now.
Ranabima Royal
Here
College
in Am.
and across the other cluster schools every success with this joint project in the coming months ahead. Goodbye for now, and Gahin Inam.
Thank you for your lovely message. Next event is an exciting and interesting event. There was a baton-making competition among the 6 Sri Lankan schools of Commonwealth Connections, where students made batons with recycled materials and inserted a message. Now, we invite the shortlisted participants to present the baton they created. Firstly, I would like to invite Nazira Firaz of Badiuddin Mahmud Girls College.
My unique Queen's baton is made of recycled material. It is specially designed on a bamboo. I have pasted the Commonwealth flag and the Commonwealth Games logo 2022. It also has the Birmingham flag and the bull representing the city of Commonwealth Games. It also has the Sri Lankan flag and the temple of Tutrali to represent Kandy, my city. I have pasted the flags of 54 Commonwealth countries. They are from Asia, Africa, the Americas, Europe, and the Pacific. I have included the 16 Commonwealth values. Some of them are democracy, human rights, rule of law, and good governance. The pictures here show the cultural diversity. The leaves symbolize the environment, and we should protect them. The string represents the Commonwealth nations are bound together. Finally, the peacock feather is a symbol of royalty, respect, honor, love, and integrity among Commonwealth. My dear young Commonwealth citizens and fellow global citizens, the day we are celebrating the Commonwealth Games 2022 and the Queen's Baton Relay in Kandy. The message I would like to give is, let us hold hands to make friendship, respect each other, and make strong bonds across Commonwealth nations. We should make connection with different people, treat them as equals, work together, and understand their problems and help them. I would also like to give the message to the citizens of Commonwealth that it is our duty to protect the environment as we are the future citizens. As I am a girl, my special message is I request to give equal educational opportunity for girls and for their rights. Let's live in peace and harmony. I am Nazira Firaz. I am 10 years old from Badiuddin Mahmud Girls College, Kandy. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Dulani Siriratna of Hemamali Girls College.
Good afternoon, all of you. I'm Diana Siriratna. My age is, I'm 13 years old. My school is Hemamali Girls College, Kandy. This is my baton. This is made out of 100% natural materials because we have to protect our mother nature. This is my holder. And this is a bamboo stick. It is Sri Lankan bamboo stick. And around it, you can see there are some sand. Inside it, there are some she cells. This is my baton. Middle of my baton, there is Sri Lankan flag and United Kingdom flag. Between them, I pasted a pigeon to symbolize international peace. This upper part made out of paper pulp and sand. This is a recycled item, a lid of a perfume bottle. And I have a little surprise for you all. This is a batik cloth. It's a Sri Lankan product. This is Birmingham logo and 2022 Commonwealth game. This is United Kingdom and Sri Lankan flag to mention our collaborative work. My message is, I symbolize the pigeon as a symbol of love, peace, harmony, compassion, wisdom, and power throughout the world. I present the theme that we all human beings who belong to any community should live together with unity and cooperation to generate peace in this world. We all are human beings, so we all should learn living together with love, helping each other to create a beautiful world. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Pyumi Senaratna of Kottagalluwa Sri Jinaratna Junior School.
Distinguished guest and my dear friend, I am here to tell you about my baton. I am Pyumi Senaratna, a 13-year-old girl studying at Kottagalluwa Sri Jinaratna Junior School in Sri Lanka. Being a student in a rural area school, I consider creating the Queen's Baton as a challenge as well as a valuable opportunity. Let me describe you the story of my baton. As a nature lover, I used environment-friendly waste materials. The frame of my baton is created with coconut sheath and bamboo. I decorated it with dried leaves of thar tree, sawdust, rice husk, garlic skin, thread, seeds, flower petals, and natural colors. I have created my baton in a shape of a sword to resemble the ancient Sri Lankan heritage. To show the Commonwealth connection between Sri Lanka and United Kingdom, each side my baton depicts culture and geography of the two countries. National flags are created with dried leaves of tall tree and flower petals. Sri Lankan map is designed using rice husk, and the center hills where I live is highlighted using sawdust. The waterfall, which is created using thread and natural colors, features iconic geography of my hometown. The man with the Sesata depicts Sri Lankan tradition and traditional art. The map of United Kingdom is designed using rice husk, and the Birmingham city where Commonwealth Games 2022 will be held is highlighted using sawdust. Its culture and geography represented by the Birmingham Town Hall. The pictures of athletes symbolize its sports event of the Commonwealth Games. Inside my button, I have included a small message. This is what I wanted to convey. Being citizens of Commonwealth nation, let's respect its value. Protecting the environment, treat the environment as our closest companion. Then we all will be the luckiest citizens having to live in a healthier and a greener environment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Hasandu Dulnet Bandara of Pamanua Primary School.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Hasadulnet Bandara. I am 10 years old. I am from Pamanur Primary School, Sri Lanka. I was so excited when I heard that we will get an opportunity to make and design our own Queen's Relay Baton in parallel to Queen's Relay Baton arrival to Sri Lanka. I saw the Queen's Baton made for the Birmingham Commonwealth Games 2022 from a video. It's a magnificent work of art. As a small kid, I too wanted to create something wonderful and meaningful out of ordinary materials. I used jute yarn and used tissue rolls, which are biodegradable and eco-friendly. I wrapped the jute yarn around the used tissue roll tightly. Jute is so versatile and strong. I wanted all the players who participate in Commonwealth Games and myself to be like this humble piece of jute yarn, versatile and strong. I have also put the logo of Commonwealth Games in red, yellow and blue, as well as the Birmingham Games 2022 to give the spirit of sports to my baton. I have also included this wonderful pattern to represent Birmingham. I saw it on the library building of Birmingham. I have also included the sun and moon to the sides of my baton, which symbolizes eternity. I know this baton will decay easily, but I hope the message carried through this baton will last until the sun and moon exist. The message I want to give is that as children, we all like to live in a world that is united, peaceful, clean, safe, and appreciated for who we are. As a young member of this vast Commonwealth society, I hope the unity and friendship brought through Commonwealth Games will take us to that wonderful future. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, R.J. Umal Thenuka Vijay Surya of Ranabima Royal College.
Hello everyone, my name is Umal Thenuka Vijay Surya. I'm 13 years old. Today I would like to share my experience in making the Queen's Baton. When our teachers instructed us on how to make the Queen's Baton and the procedures to follow, I thought of initializing it in a novel way. We are presenting the baton using environment-friendly materials, along with adding some traditional arts in Kandy era and blending them up with the unique symbolism of the Birmingham city, where the Commonwealth Games are to be held in 2022. I use natural materials such as a big wooden stick, bamboo shoots, watercolors, and a coconut shell. I use red, black, and orange colors to decorate my baton, which are the colors unique to the Canadian era, thus reflecting the national heritage of our country. Even the shape of the baton is inspired by a traditional drum called Magul Bere, which was used to send messages among the populate in ancient times. To represent the glory of Birmingham, I have also decided to include the community flag of Birmingham, which represents the canal system. It references as the city of thousand trades, the historic arm of the D. Birmingham family. The symbol of two persons shaking hands is an also important detail, as it denotes as the combined unity of all Commonwealth countries. I sincerely hope the infusion of Canadian and Birmingham cultures, unity among all Commonwealth countries, shows the honored bond between each other towards the Commonwealth Games. Thank you. People of the world, as intelligent beings blessed to walk on this Mother Earth, and especially as countries united by the Commonwealth, it is our utmost duty to realize and spread in extension the sacred values placed upon us to ensure the equality among all of humanity, whether it be in the case of race, age, gender, color, or belief, as well as to protect the very environment we exist upon us as a community, not just for the present, but also for the future generations that are yet to blossom. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, M.R.M. Rosaid of St. Sylvester's College.
Very pleasant afternoon to you all. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day. It's a pleasure to be here to address you all. I am Rosaid Ramsey from St. Sylvester's College, Kandy. I live in the city of Kandy, which is surrounded by mountains. Dalada Maligawa, the most sacred place of worship of Buddhists, is in the heart of the Kandy town. Visitors around the world visit the Temple of the Tooth Relic. I am sure you all know that the Queen's Baton Relay is held prior to the Commonwealth Games. The baton carries the message of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the head of the Commonwealth. Being a child, I designed my baton with spathe of coconut, cardboard rolls, lentils, mustard seeds, sesame seeds, glue, waste papers, and paintings. I gave my dad the idea of using the spathe of coconut to make the baton. He brought the spathe of coconut. I cleaned it and rolled. I put it into the cardboard roll. I did carving designs using strings. I used the seeds to show that Sri Lanka is famous for gems. I embossed the crown and the golden leaves which represent the Birmingham city. The message I want to convey to the Commonwealth is the sun rises for everyone in the world. So there should be equality, no inequality. If there is gender inequality, it's a challenge for all. Gender equality reduces poverty. It also leads to sustainable development. The sun doesn't rise for one person, it rises over everyone in the world. So, there should be equality for all. All men and women should be treated equally. If we treat both gender equally, poverty will decrease, life will improve. Hence, we the children of Commonwealth should hold our hands together to change the world for better tomorrow. United we stand, divided we fall. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you, for your very creative and descriptive baton presentations. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Maxwell de Silva, the Secretary General of Commonwealth Games Association, to share his thoughts.
Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everybody. Madam Maria, head of the Commonwealth, British Council in Sri Lanka, Governor of Central Province, government officials from the Ministry of Education, the principals of these schools, 6 schools were selected here, represented here. My president, Mr. Suresh Subramaniam, a Commonwealth Game Association officials, teachers, invitees, distinguished guests, our dear children. I was listening to all of you very attentively. I really don't want to say anything further. The students did justice to Commonwealth values, what is Commonwealth stands for, and the games, and what we should be doing in Sri Lanka in upholding those values. ඒ ගැන මගේ හෘදයාංගම ස්තුතිය මේ දරුවන්ට පුදන්න ඕනේ ඉස්සරින්ම. I am very honored and I am very pleased that you young children, age around 13 and lower, made this point to all the adults who are here. I wish our political leaders are here to listen to you. At a time when a country is going through a lot of turmoil, you gave me some hope. My president will always say Maxwell is very positive all the time. I don't know the meaning of negativity, but at times we feel is there's hope. But I think you inspired all of us today. Firstly, I like to say to these 3 young Sri Lankan girls of Muslim faith, and also to Maria for this Commonwealth Connect program. You have done justice to in Sri Lanka for the schools, and also I believe through these 6 schools in Kandy, you will start this change in our country. I'm glad Governor Gamage is here. He's a very enterprising person and a person of good intelligence. he will take this message back to our leaders so that they will consult these young children in Kandy. For me, we came from Victoria Dam, and I was very impressed with the work and the contribution by the British government and the British people and the people of Sri Lanka who was displaced in that area. Together, we made that project a success. Today, we are reaping the benefit of the investment made or the donation made by British people. When we talk about this Queen's Baton Relay, I had the call from British Council and British High Commission. We had a meeting in the British Council. Having gone through Birmingham programs, I was very impressed that we need to have this Birmingham Connect program in Sri Lanka and also to highlight and to do justice to all of you. So I had no hesitation when I met British Council head Maria that we will do it. I knew it's an excellent program. Kandy is not a foreign place to me because my wife is from Gatame, very close here. So I have been to this area very much, and I have done myself and Professor BLH. We did Olympic value education program in Kandy few times, and my dream, young girls and boys, is what you said here today, Maria. If you can make it happen, the change start in you. So if you can start this change in you, your family, your friends, your school, your village, and Kandy, it will trigger what you call this snowballing effect in whole country. The future belongs to you, not to me, not to governor or to our leaders. It's you. You rightly said about everything about environment, everything about democracy, everything about solidarity, friendship. I want you to make that thing happen. What is the meaning of friendship? Practice that, not only in school, outside the school. So if you can do that, I think we have done justice by coming here and talking to you and showing you. I was very proud about all these things. I'm sure my president and our committee will be very proud that you have done excellent work. I think the whole credit should go to the schools, the teachers, parents, and also to British Council, and for the inspiration given by Birmingham team. I will not take too much of your time. I also like to thank the principal of Ranabima Royal College for arranging this exciting event here, and also giving due credit to the Baton. And we will also allow children to come and touch it and take photographs so that you remember. And I want you to go through this journey, lifelong journey of these values, so that this country could be a better place to live and always live with hope. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. The students of Commonwealth Connection Sri Lankan cluster have written letters to their friends in the Commonwealth as an activity of the Queen's Baton Relay. Now, you will listen to a couple of letters. I invite Ushan Randenia, a student of Kottagalluwa Sri Jinaratna Junior School, to read his letter.
Distinguished guests and my dear friends, I am here to read my letter to Commonwealth. Dear Commonwealth friends, it's a letter from a human being, a male one in gender. When I was born 13 years ago, I was given the name Ushan Randinian, as my parents liked it. I study in Kotagallaluwa Sri Jinaratana Junior School, a mixed school where gender is never a matter of fact. I was lucky to be born on a land of a wondrous nature stated as Sri Lanka. Every day I get to experience its heavenly beauty, and I wish you could experience it too. But as my elders say, the beauty and the pleasing environment is not the same as it used to be. For my short experience of life, I feel it too. I guess you feel the same about where you live. But I wish this negative sign isn't there. Maybe human beings are forgetting that they are a part of this whole wide universe. Forgetting the past, where you come from, is a sign of your downfall. That's what my elders say. Modern technological development have made our lives easier, but we shouldn't forget where we all started from. In the means of development and comforting ourselves, we shouldn't discomfort our mother nature and our fellow living beings. Among all the other living beings, humans would be the only villains who destroys other living beings and its own kind. As the present and the future of the world, it's not anybody else's duty but ours to protect it. You might have heard of my country for its famous tourist sites. Other than that, my motherland holds wonders of nature and a proud history. That's why I would name it as an island of treasures. There are marvelous sights in my neighborhood that I wish I could show you. Embekke Devalaya, Lankatilaka Vihare, Sudukanga Falls are few among them. I wonder what fascinating sights you might have in your city. Sometimes I wish there is an easy way to visit wherever want in a gist, just like a magician, so that we could visit each other's events. Yet it's a benefit that we have technology which give us the chance to witness everything as if we are there with you. Talking about lives and living in peace, I get to experience a peaceful living in a multicultural society. We have neighbors, friends in different religions, and we never find it uneasy or disturbing. It only makes our lives vibrant. As Sri Lankans, we have a history of war, a disturbed era of human rights written in tears. Though I didn't get to experience the cruelty of it, I have heard sorrowful stories and I have seen people still suffering from its unavoidable pain. Sometimes I wonder how it started among such a united nation. Neither we fight with our friends of different ethnicities nor our elderly neighbors. It's really questionable for me how it started. I must say the Commonwealth Connections project and the celebration of the Queen's Baton arrival gave us a different kind of an experience which made our school hours more interesting. It added light and joy of togetherness in time where the pandemic has separated us all apart. All my friends engaged in drawing posters, creating the Queen's Baton and all other activities enthusiastically. Hope you will like our creations. We have a lot more to share with you in the future. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to be part of this event. The wonderful moment we share reflects the unity of our Commonwealth nation. Though my words conclude now, our hearts will be tied with everlasting togetherness. Thank you. Yours sincerely, Ushan.
Thank you. And Himasha Vansurya, who is a student of St. Sylvester's College. He will now read his letter.
Very pleasant afternoon to you all. Dear heads of Commonwealth, children are the most valuable resource of a nation. Being a child, I have a dream. If the children on planet Earth hold hands together to pool their ideas and new ways of thinking, we can change the world for better tomorrow. Hence, I'd like to invite the heads of Commonwealth to listen to the voice of the young Sylvestrian. First and foremost, I'd like to pay your attention to the cries of the children around the world, especially in the war-torn areas where there is no food, love, and healthcare. They need you and me for help. Furthermore, most of the countries in the world are facing financial crisis due to COVID-19, including Sri Lanka too. This led to an increased level of poverty and the children were forced to stay at home. Every child should be accessible to quality education without fear and non-discrimination. This may reduce conflict between people. I'd like to draw your attention on climate change too. There have been significant changes in climate which led to severe floods, have resulted in destroying the livelihood of many. Climate change and environment sustainability through conservation. Clean energy and plastic waste reduction should be taken into consideration to mitigate climate change. Finally, we encourage you to focus on a holistic approach to equality. I'm sure everyone would agree with me that we should take decisions, share resources, ideas, and never stop learning to drive change to make a difference. Yours faithfully, Himashavan Surya, St. Sylvester's College, Kandy.
Thank you. Now I invite Honorable Lalithu Gamage, the Governor of Provincial Council, Central Province, to share a few words.
Good evening, everybody. Madam Maria Rahman, Country Director, British Council, Sri Lanka, and Mr. Maxwell De Silva, Secretary General, Commonwealth Games Association, all members of the Commonwealth Games Association and British Council in Sri Lanka, Zonal Director, Mr. Vijayaratna, the principals and the members of the college, and all principals, Mr. Palitha Al-Kadua, founder of this college, and my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are proud and evenly delighted to see the Queen's Baton relay being held in the ancient kingdom of Kandy in the Central Province with the participation of distinguished dignitaries of Ministry of Sports and British Council. As you are well aware, Sri Lanka is a proud member of the Commonwealth. Commonwealth Games being held once in 4 years is a much look forward to event by its member countries. It has been a time-tested tradition to pass the Queen's Baton to the Commonwealth countries over the 5 continents ever since its inaugural Games in Cardiff in 1958. This year, Baton Relay commenced on 7th October 2021 from Buckingham Palace, United Kingdom, and it arrived in Sri Lanka on the 3rd January 2022 from Maldives. This Queen's Baton Relay is expected to proceed its extraordinary journey through Colombo, Kandy, Hatton in Sri Lanka. It is significant that this year the Queen's Baton has placed emphasis on environmental protection, so it is renamed as Queen's Green Baton to signify its new theme. Sri Lanka being a long-standing member among the fraternity of 72 Commonwealth countries in the world is bestowed with the rare honor of hosting the Queen's Baton Relay in Sri Lanka in the run-up to Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. 2022 Commonwealth Games will be held in Birmingham, England from 28 July 2022 to 8 August 2022. Sri Lanka athletes will be prominently featured in this year's game as well. It is also noteworthy of mentioning that Sri Lanka athletes won many laurels at the Commonwealth Games in the recent past, to the glory of our motherland. Therefore, at a time of our athletes preparing themselves to make a mark in the Games, the presence of Queen's Baton Relay in Sri Lanka is a very significant occurrence. We believe that it will serve as an impetus to our Commonwealth hopefuls to accomplish what they are enthusiastically looking forward to. Central Province is a historical territory in Sri Lanka, with Kandy being the last kingdom of ancient Ceylon. The province has many reminiscences of colonial era, and also Kandy in particular therefore. Queen's Green Baton Relay is a reminder of our own colonial past and splendor from another perspective of time. On behalf of the government officials and citizens of the Central Province, we would like to take this opportunity to warmly welcome all the officials. A special mention is needed to facilitate the school children who are present here to grace the occasion. In fact, you all are an important part of this ceremony. At last, not the least, we would also like to welcome other distinguished guests, past athletes who took part in Commonwealth Games as well as this year's Commonwealth hopefuls. Finally, I personally wish to extend my sincere wishes for the monumental event being held today and hope that it will be a great success which showcases the significance of Commonwealth history, culture and the games. On my final note, I would like to wish our own athletes every success at the upcoming Commonwealth Games. Thank you, and I wish you a happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Mr. Sajiva Mipage, the Manager of Schools British Council. He will now talk to you all about the Queen's Baton competition.
Good afternoon all. First of all, we would like to thank all the children and teachers from the participating schools for their fantastic entries for Queen's Baton competition. I think you have already witnessed how wonderful they are. Schools were given the baton designing criteria, and according to that, 6 schools sent their nominations, 6 nominations, and those nominations were sent to the British Council Commonwealth Connect team in UK, and they did the selections.
Thank you, sir. I now invite the Country Director of British Council, Madam Maria Rahman, to give away the gifts for the 6 schools. I also invite 2 students of the following schools to come on stage to collect their gifts. Badruddin Mahmood Girls College, Himamali Girls College, Kottagalluwa Sri Janaratna Junior School, Pamanua Primary School, Ranabima Royal College, and St. Sylvester's College. Thank you, Madam. Ranabima Royal College. We have come to an exciting moment of the event. Let us witness the exciting moment of announcing the winner of the Queen's Baton Relay competition. I invite Honorable Governor of Central Province, Lalithu Gamage, and Mr. Suresh Subramaniam, President of Commonwealth Games Association, to give away the prizes to the winner. Mr. Suresh Subramaniam, President of Commonwealth Games Association, will be giving the prize for the runner-up. And Honorable Governor of Central Province, Lalithu Gamage, will be giving the prize for the winner.
Thanks, Disas. Based on the evaluation of the UK team, they have nominated a winner and a runners-up. According to the results, two schools that shortlisted were Kottagaloluwa Sri Jinaratana Junior School and Badiuddin Mohammed Girls College. Badiuddin Mohammed Girls College, Baton has captured the essence of Commonwealth values, the importance of peaceful world and societies, the courage and responsibility of young people in making the world a better place, the Nazaira's seamless narration and presentation, the great structure and elegant explanation make her Baton is a unique, and her appeal to educating girls around the world is fabulous. Thanks and congratulations to Nazaira and our dear girls at Badiuddin Girls College. The Kottagaloluwa Sri Jinarathan Junior School also have presented a unique Baton. This covers the depth of Commonwealth values, the importance of protecting our environment to save our world, the significance of the relationship between UK and Sri Lanka as friendly nations, the concept of use of recycled materials creating this Baton is authentic, and the culture and local tradition depicted through this Baton shows how sports can bring different cultures and nations together. Thanks and congratulations to Piyumi and our dear students at Kottagaloluwa Sri Jinaratha Junior School. My dear children, you all are winners through this work. You have learned many things, explored new cultures and traditions, expanded your horizons of new ways of learning, and being part of a global learning journey in becoming responsible citizens. So the runners-up goes to Kottagaloluwa Sri Jinaratana Junior School. Thank you. I think now you all know who is the winner. The winner is Badiuddin Mohammed Girls College. I cordially invite Nazira's comment collection.
I kindly request Ranabima Royal College to please come on stage to collect your prize. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you, sir. I now invite one student from each school to come forward along with their batons on stage. The following students are MS Sara Zeenat of Badiuddin Mahmud Girls College, Tulani Siriratna of Hemamali Girls College, HM Sandundelhara Vijayaratna of Kotagaluwa Sri Jinaratna Junior School, Tarun Dilunet Nemsara of Pamanua Primary School, Imasha Tauda of Ranabima Royal College, and Nesat Amanugama of St. Sylvester's College. Thank you. I invite Usira Ratna Vardhana, a student of Ranabima Royal College, to propose the vote of thanks.
Honorable Lalit Gamage, Governor, Provincial Council, Central Province. Mrs. Madhupani Piyasena, Secretary General Education, Provincial Council, Central Province. Maria Raymond, Country Director of British Council, Sri Lanka. Mr. Suresh Subramaniam, President, Commonwealth Games Association. Mr. Palita Al-Kadua, former Secretary of Education, Central Province, founder of Ranabima Royal College. Mr. M.G. Amarasiri Piyadasa, Provincial Director of Education, Central Province. Mr. A.L.M. Saruddin, Additional Provincial Director of Education, Development, Central Province. Mr. M.W. Vijayaratna, Sole Director, Kandy Zone. Mrs. P.N.P. Subasinghe, Sole Director, Denver Zone. Mrs. Deepthika Priyadarshani, Deputy Director of English, Kandy Zone. Assistant Directors of Education, officials and staff of Commonwealth Games Association, staff of British Council, principals, teachers, and my fellow students. A very good afternoon to you all. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked hard to make this celebration an outstanding event. First and foremost, I would like to extend my profound gratitude towards the Honorable Governor of Central Province, Mr. Lalithu Gamage, for gracing this occasion in spite of your busy schedule. Sir, your presence here is indeed a great honor for us. Furthermore, I would like to acknowledge our thanks towards the Country Director of the British Council, Maria Raymond, for her gracious presence and lavish support given to ensure this event succeeds in reality. I sincerely thank all Ray, Harlequin, and Presency, Commonwealth Connections team based in the UK for all support given and judging the Baton competition. My heartfelt gratitude goes to Mr. Andy Carey, the head teacher of St. Joseph Catholic Primary School, for his lovely message for the Commonwealth Connections Cluster Schools in Sri Lanka. Also, my sincere thanks goes to Georgina Middleton, Branch Manager, British Council, Kandy, for attending this event amidst her busy schedule. The Education Secretary of the Central Province, Ms. Madhupani Piyasena, thank you for your presence amidst your busy schedule. I also wish to recognize our thanks to Mr. Suresh Subramania, President, Commonwealth Games Association, Mr. Maxwell De Silva, Secretary General, Commonwealth Games Association, and his team for hosting the Queen's Band Relay in Sri Lanka and agreeing to bring the prestigious Queen's Band to Ranabima Royal College, continuing this marvelous tradition. I wish to extend our profound gratitude towards Mr. Palit Al-Kadua, former Secretary of Education and founder of Ranabima Royal College, for gracing this occasion. Dear sir, it's a privilege to have you among us. Moving on, I wish to thank the dignitaries, Mr. A.L.M. Saruddin, Additional Provincial Director of Education, Development, Central Province, Mr. M.W. Vijayaratna, Zonal Director, Kandy Zone, Mrs. P.N. Subasinghe, Zonal Director, Denwara Zone, Mr. Atula Jayawardena, Assistant Director of Education, Sports, Central Province, and Mrs. Chandani Ilagolla, Assistant Director of Education, English, Denwara Zone, for making time to dignify this occasion. And a very special thanks goes to Mrs. Deeptika Priyadarshini, Deputy Director of English, Kandy Zone, for her fullest support given throughout. I also wish to thank the media personnel, Be Connected, Mr. Rushika Dharmasena and his team for all the hard work done to make this event a reality. Furthermore, a warm thanks to Colonel Ranjit Rajapaksha, the principal of Ranabima Royal College, as well as the principals of Baduddin College, St. Sylvester's College, Hemamali College, Kotagalulwa Sri Jinaratna Junior School, and Pamonua Primary School. My gratitude goes to the staff of Shiroma Benaragama, Ms. Nishika Pereira, Mrs. Dilani De Silva, Ms. Safra Anwar, and Mr. Hamima Hanif for the tremendous support to make this event a reality. My heartiest thanks goes to the exceptional schools team of the British Council, including Mr. Sajiva Mepage and Mrs. Deepthi Vijayasinghe, for their tremendous support and outstanding caliber, which makes this event live and authentic. Thank you so much, dearest Madam and Sir. Without your dedication, this mammoth event cannot be realized. Moving on, it's a pleasure to thank the Commonwealth team in the UK for their fullest cooperation to ensure the memorability of this intricate event. I owe to thank the Interact Club of Baduddin College and Ranabima Royal College, Western and Eastern Music Troops, and Dancing Group of Ranabima Royal College and St. Sylvester's College for their immense support. An event such as this would be impossible to execute overnight. We started the journey months ago. It took us a well-calculated fusion of planning, hard work, and careful implementation. The driving success behind it all is our dear teachers. I would like to spread my heartiest gratitude to the coordinating teachers of the 6th school, all other teachers, and the non-academic staff involved for working untiringly around the clock to make this event a memorable one. I will fail in my duty if I forget to thank our dear parents. Thank you so much for your solid support and encouragement. I also extend my sincere gratitude to any and all who helped us in numerous ways. And last but not least, thank you, fellow students, as without you, this event would not have been possible. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Are some wise words by John F. Kennedy, which bestows important knowledge on the purpose of this gracious event. Thank you.
Thank you. To wind up today's event, the guests will be taken around the stalls to explore the information on Commonwealth Connections project, school profiles, and specifically designed Commonwealth country profiles and Commonwealth values which are on display in the playground. I invite Kanza Asik and Yasasvi Tharumini, students of Hemamali Girls College, to accompany the dignitaries to explore the stalls. Ladies and gentlemen, we express our gratitude and thank you for gracing the occasion. Your presence made this event a success. A kind request, accept the dignitaries, all invitees, teachers and students, please remain seated as the refreshments will be provided. Once again, accept the dignitaries, all invitees, teachers and students, please remain seated as the refreshments will be provided. Thank you. If anyone of you is willing to take photographs, they've provided you around 5 minutes for it.